daily routine that you always need to make sure that you like get in the Word, make sure that you like,
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever that would be for you.
Yeah.
How do you really make sure like, no, my identity's not like, what do you do to take measures and just like know that like my identity's not in football, my identity's not of the world? Hey y'all, welcome back to the Paul Cobin Show. Today I'm here with Clemson quarterback Cade Trotter. Cade, happy to have you on, man.
Excited to be here.
I mean, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, what you do.
My name is Cade Trotter. I'm from Dallas, Texas. I'm a sophomore here. I play football.
Come on.
And I'm excited to be here right now.
Dude, I'm really excited to have you on.
I'm glad you had me on.
I mean, I knew it was coming a long time away. I mean, for those who don't know, me and Cade known each other for the past year. We were in the same small group last year. And, I mean, we just got to know each other pretty well, become really good friends. And, I mean, honestly, super excited to have you on.
I'm pumped.
I mean, let's get into a serious topic first of all. And this is from a little shout out to my cameraman, Sam Gilmore. He told me to talk about this. He asked me about your Clash Royale trophies.
Oh, yeah?
How big are you in Clash Royale? Yeah.
I got 7,000 trophies right now. Just made it to that threshold. So
there we go.
Been rolling
more than me.
Been rolling with the same deck since day one. So
come on,
we're getting after it right now.
Come on, it's crazy how many people have been talking about it lately. Like literally, I did it.
It's had a crazy resurgence.
I did an application for like the Hills, which is like the Christian retreat for college freshmen here at Clemson. One of the application questions was how many trophies you have.
It's unbelievable.
I didn't have, and it said minimum 10.
Transcending all culture right now.
It is, bro.
It's pretty incredible.
But okay, in all seriousness, I really want to talk about a couple things. I mean, first of all, I played quarterback in high school. You played quarterback. I mean, why do you love the game of football? Like, what's your favorite part about it? Like, what do you love?
Dude, well, it's kind of crazy thinking about just quickly that you and I were in the same group at that camp.
We
were?
Wild.
We had no idea that we'd be sitting on a podcast together.
No idea.
3 years later. Anyway, but yeah, I love football, so I'm a coach's kid. My dad was a football coach for 25 years across Division II and AIA and high school and Division III. So I've, grown up around the game, just been around it my whole life. It's kind of all I've known. And I would say that just the love for the game has really been there, I mean, early on. Like, I can remember so many days just, leaving school after getting picked up by my mom and her just dropping me off at my dad's office and me just hanging out for hours and hours and hours through practice and sitting in meetings with him when I'm like 6 years old. So the game of football has been super big in my life, and
Dude,
I love it.
Heck yeah. Did you always play quarterback? Like, when did you start? Lead a team, throw the football, spin the rock. When did that all start?
So originally I think kind of like the core moment of when I like really started to want to be a quarterback was like when I was probably 7 years old, and there was a documentary about Tom Brady that came out called The Brady Six.
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever seen it. It's a great documentary.
I need to watch it.
You need to watch it. You should watch it after this. But I watched that over and over and over again, and just his story and the competitiveness. I felt like, I mean, even as a little guy, like I shared a lot of the same intensity about the game, and just just from growing up around it. And so I think that's when kind of the desire to play quarterback started for me.
Yeah.
And then as I've grown older, just from experience, but just like the leadership aspect and being able to lead a group of guys into something that's unknown is pretty awesome. So
would you say that's like your favorite part about being quarterback? Like, what brings you the most joy in it? Like, what you find most exciting in playing quarterback?
I love just the energy that you can bring, like just getting excited when things happen, and I
Fun's
think
in the winning.
Yeah, I think that like there's nothing like getting your O-line rolling or getting hype after somebody scores, or chasing somebody down into the end zone to celebrate. Like, stuff like that is what makes me excited to play. I mean, like, throwing touchdowns and scoring yourself is great, but like there's nothing better than like chasing somebody to the end zone after a long touchdown. So,
dude, holy cow! Like, one of the most like electric things. So like when you throw, I mean, honestly, most satisfying thing for me.
Absolutely.
Like when I throw a ball and it's just perfect spiral. Like you're throwing a deep ball, you're throwing a post, and it's just like you throw it and it's just like it's dropping in the bucket, and you're just like
just bringing rain.
Holy cow!
Coming out of the
It's the most
sky.
satisfying thing.
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's like you just like scratching your back or something. Like it
Yeah.
feels so good throwing the ball.
Absolutely.
And I mean, heck yeah. I mean, this kind of leads into something else. Like, what was your favorite moment? Like high school, like whether that was like a playoff game, home game, senior night, even here at Clemson. Like, what was like your favorite sports moment?
That's a good question. Okay. I would say a time. This was like I would say this is super early, but in like 5th grade, my high school, which that was where my dad was coaching at the time, we were in the state championship in Texas in AT&T Stadium, and I was the ball boy, and like we won in one of the craziest state championship games like ever in Texas. It's like an actual thing, but we won we scored with like 35 seconds left, then stopped a Hail Mary and tackled him on the 1-yard line to win it.
Holy
and
cow.
it was electric. And then as a player, I would say we had in the second round of my senior year, we were playing McKinney High School, who was loaded. They had like 9 Division I commits on defense, and we beat them at SMU Stadium in the rain on a walk-off field goal. Nicholas Regis from like 35 yards out.
Holy cow.
It was lit.
That's sick.
That's probably about time.
I don't think I've ever been a part of a game winner. I mean, it was either we lost or we won big type of thing. But for me, it was just like winning state is just like.
Did you were a state champion?
I was a state champion.
I never won state.
Nothing does.
That's like the pinnacle goal though.
It is, but like it always has that sad part at the end though, because like you win,
done.
like you're so high on the mountain, like you're like, oh my gosh, we just won state, and then it's like, well,
and then it's just done.
Football's done.
Yeah.
Now off to basketball or whatever. It's like maybe next season,
Yeah, for sure.
So it's just like, but it definitely like the hard work to put in to see it like really like come to fruition.
Yeah.
Is like definitely. I would say that's my favorite part.
Yeah.
Well, how would you say that football has like shaped you as a person, your character? Like, what has it taught you?
Dude, it's been a huge part of my testimony as a believer, actually. Just because, being in the pursuit of wanting to play in college and wanting to play at a high level, like, has definitely cost a lot, but also the Lord has used it to teach me a lot about His character, because it's something that like I've loved and like cherished the game and the people that have in the relationships that it's brought me. Like there's been times where there's been a lot of times where like the Lord has just taught me how to like lay the things that I desire at His feet, and like teaching me how to, like, the desires of my heart with the game of football, of like me wanting to play in college, me wanting to do a lot of different things. Like, God gives us the desires. He puts the desires in our heart. Yeah. But then, like, as life has progressed, like, I feel like He's shaped my heart in alignment with His desires through that. And so I think that the game of football has been a huge piece of that, and a lot of back and forth of me being able to lay it down at His feet. Yeah. And a lot of people talk about struggling with like idolizing football. Yeah. Which is, I mean, pretty natural. Yeah. Just because of how the magnitude of it and
100%.
How valuable it is. Yeah. I think everybody has experienced that at some point, but I think that what the Lord has taught me is like, it's no different than me working in sales or me working in finance or being a, like construction worker. Like if the game of football is like the platform in which that He wants me to be a light for Him right now, like
that's where you're supposed to be.
That's what this is for. And like He's continuing to, by His grace, like give me ability and, give me the opportunity to continue to play this game, like, and that's what's for. So
yeah, I mean, it's all about furthering the kingdom at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
I mean, I say it all the time. It's all about like every aspect in life, whether it's football, whether it's work, whether it's your friendships, your family, like the whole point of this, like this life, this world is glorify God and further the kingdom, show the love of Christ to others. And I mean, being able to do that is just, I mean, at the end of the day, that's the most important thing. Yeah. Over football, over anything else. Yeah. But I will say, I mean, football honestly it taught me so many like life lessons and so many things that like I carry with myself today, even though I'm not playing football anymore. Just like the leadership aspect and the teamwork aspect, and I'm just like, you know, I can really take these valuable life lessons and I can just like run with them, because the game of football, like, I mean, it's blood, sweat, and tears. Like, I mean, you know better than almost anybody, like how much work that goes into the day in, day out, especially if a college team. Yeah. Like high school is one thing, college is a whole another step. Yeah. And it's just like, you go like through it with these guys, these brothers, and it truly just makes it more of a family. And then being able to still go through all of that, like, I mean, it's tough, it's physical, it's hard, and it's a lot of times not the most fun thing in the world. Right. But to be able to go through it and still like have the joy and know that like, yes, I love football, it's what I'm passionate about. Yeah. But it's not the most important thing in the world. Totally. It's not end all be all. Right. I think that's like one of the most beautiful things about the game. Absolutely. And for a long time, I did struggle with idolizing it, like you said, like making it an ultimate thing, because I found like my identity in football is like, oh, I'm Paul, the football player. Like I play football, like I play quarterback. That's all I do. But now that I mean, truly am a Christian, it's like, no, football is something that I do, but it's not who I am. Yeah. Like football is something that like I enjoy to do, I love it, but I'm not defined by it. I'm defined by Jesus Christ. But
yeah, I think just another thing to add on to that. Like, because that's something that like I've actually talked to my mom and dad a lot about, just with the like identity piece of like just trusting and knowing that, like, again, just like you said, like you build your life on Jesus, and like He is your sustainer, and then like football is just another great thing that you get to be a part of, and it's another way, you know, to honor the Lord. Like, just no different than like if you are super smart, honoring the Lord with your grades, and honoring the Lord with your finances, and honoring the Lord with the abilities that He's given you. So
that's awesome. And that's kind of what I wanted to lead into next, is kind of just how you carry yourself on and off the field. So I want to start with how you carry yourself like on the field. Like, where do you like? Obviously, football's a high intensity sport, and like emotions are running wild. How do you stay controlled, calm, collective, and know that like, you know, I can't lash out in anger, or I can't like start talking so much trash to the point where it's like, you know, excessive and not just tearing the other person down, you know, just the natural things, honestly, that like so many people tend to fall into. How do you I definitely
think that there's like an element of like, if you can't bring a lot of intensity to the game, like there's probably not going to be you're probably not going to be able to do it for very long because of how high intensity it is. And 100%. So I think that's one thing that I've learned a lot just in college so far, playing here, is like, whether or not, like, I'm not like the biggest trash talker in the world. Like, I'm not very good at it, and I just don't like doing it because I think it's kind of distracting. But like, it doesn't change the fact that like, you still got to match the intensity of, you know, somebody else who, like, as a quarterback, I mean, you know, like, there's literally 11 guys who are just trying to like knock your head off, and like, you either like love that and embrace it, or you hate it and then it makes you really like timid. And you know, like, obviously I haven't played in a game here yet, so I don't necessarily know the entirety of that, but like, of course, that's something that I think that, like, if you can match the intensity, I think that it just kind of like calms you down, because, and that's one thing that, like, you know, not to harp on it, but like Coach Sweeney talks about it all the time, of like, you know, your practice habits is what your game habits are going to be. Like, you can't just walk into a game, you know, like that Florida State game, like the environment was unbelievable. Oh my gosh. But like, you can't just like run down the hill and be like, all right, we're going to play hard now. Like, if I'm not getting after it and bringing the same energy I would be on Saturday to a Tuesday practice, like, I can't just flip a switch in the moment.
That's not how it works. It takes a week and months of preparation beforehand to just really make sure like I'm locked in, I'm high intensity, I want to be here, I want to play, I want to go knock someone's head off on defense, or I want to put up 90 on offense. Like it's just, I mean, it's all about your mindset at the end of the day.
Yeah.
How would you say that, like, obviously, quarterback is like the leader on the field. I mean, you're not like the guy right now. I mean, Cade Klubnik's the guy.
Yeah.
But how would you say like you as a leader aspect, whether that was high school now, like where do you find yourself as a leader on the team?
Yeah, I would say, well, first of all, like it's been great just to be able to watch and learn from like Cade and Trent Pierman and even CV, just like all the guys ahead of me, just how the way they carry themselves, and there's definitely like bits and pieces I can take from the way that they lead and kind of apply it to myself, and definitely like just the preparation aspect that I've been grateful to be around from Cade's perspective of like the way that he prepares, like I've gleaned a lot from that. And then but I would say for myself, like I would say like leadership style is very like high energy, and I think one thing that like I pride myself on is just being like a consistent voice, like somebody that is gonna be loud, like not just when things are good or bad, like because I think sometimes it's easy just like when things are great to be like super pumped up, or when things are bad just start pointing fingers. But like I feel like my goal is as a leader is to be as consistent as possible, that like everybody knows that the same Cade Trotter is going to walk in the building every single day. Like, and you're not going to have to guess what I'm going to bring to the table as a leader. So that's what I would say, like I guess what I've been kind of focused on right now as, being just in a position of learning and growing, is like, I'm just the same consistent leader and competitor every day.
Heck yeah. And I kind of like, you actually pretty much answered the next question I was going to ask you. It's kind of just like, how do you like keep your emotions grounded? Like, and that was pretty much like you saying being constant, like being just constant, like not necessarily like even keel, but not letting what happens around you affect the way that you are as a person, not the way it affects how you treat your teammates, how you treat your coaches.
Absolutely.
It just does not change the way that you see others, and you're going to show up the same person every single day, day in, day out. You expect your teammates to put in the same work that you put in, and that's the way it should be. It shouldn't be like when we're doing good, I'm all in, I'm going to work hard for this, and when we're doing bad, I'm going to give up and roll over. That's just how it should be. And thankfully, I do think that us as a football team, like we really have, we're facing a lot of adversity this year, but I think we're really just fighting, grinding, and like I don't think anyone's really given up, or it's just like rolling over. It's like, okay, we're struggling, but we're gonna push through it, and we're gonna battle. And I mean, I've seen that through a lot of people, like especially like Cade Klubnik, like genuinely like coming off an injury, then coming out and he's balling out right now. Past couple games he has been balling. So I just like I 100% agree, and I think that that's the right mindset to go about it.
Totally.
But kind of now to transition to off the field, like what's your I mean, daily life look like when it comes to like, I mean, how do you like stay faithful, like meditation? How do you spend time with the Lord? Obviously, football team, you got a busy schedule. I mean, your class, your friend, your son, like you're on the football team, like you're all over the place. You wear a lot of hats. So how do you make sure to like spend time with the thing that's most important?
Well, I think that this semester actually, like I've been my best as far as like really getting in the Word.
Dude, I love that. Actually. Come on.
Which in the summer I worked at Kanakuk Camps, which is an unbelievable place, and if you have the opportunity to work there, you should.
Look at it.
Great opportunity to serve. But I really developed a habit. That was something I wasn't great at last year, and really like ever before, of like being consistently in the Word every day, and like meditating on it and reading through it and spending time with it. And that's something that I started at Kanakuk, just talking through some of my mentors there, of like learning how to grow daily in the Word. And I think that that's something that has actually like completely like changed day-to-day life for me, because before I hadn't necessarily like truly tapped into like how different my day is when I'm in the Word in the morning versus when I'm not.
What did you see different?
Well, I think for one, just mentally, like a more like rooted and grounded day in my head. Like I think when I don't spend time in the Word, like my mind is all over the place. My thoughts are bouncing all everywhere. Like, and then when I'm in the Word, I just like am rooted in like God is good.
Yeah.
God's grace is sufficient for me. Like,
and
so I think that, and then two, just like, I think a lot. Like, obviously, whatever's like in your heart is gonna come out.
Yeah.
So I think that when you're constantly like, putting the Word in, like you start. I've felt myself be like, man, like I feel like the Word is just coming out a lot more.
I mean, it like comes back like just science, like what you eat is what you are type of thing. Like genuinely, what you like, what you like listen to, what you watch, what you read is going to come out the same way.
Totally.
Whatever goes into your heart, into your head, is going to come out. And if you fill yourself up with bad things, it's going to be bad things that come out. If you fill yourself with godly things, it's going to be godly things that come out. And I mean,
for sure,
one of the things that I definitely continue to struggle with is staying consistent.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I have like probably 3 books right now that I'm reading through.
Yeah.
And it's like I just can't seem to finish one of them.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I'm trying to like just get in the Word as much as I can at the same time. So it's like, how do I like keep on balancing it? So I'm kind of like I wouldn't say, I'm kind of like your shoes, what you'd say like last semester or whatever was like really trying to get into the Word, but still like struggling to find the time, struggling to like really get it done. So it's definitely like, definitely a battle.
It's definitely an adjustment too coming into college.
Oh yeah.
Because everything is like, your whole schedule is like on you.
Yeah.
Like there is no more like, okay, well I can like have some help here with this and that. I mean, yes, you can, but
it's like
a lot of it is just on your own shoulders.
It's not like the high school schedule where you got, I got my class today, I go to football practice, I come home.
It's like you only have to take care of like 3 o'clock to 7 p.m. Like now it's like from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed, like you're in charge of stewarding that entire day.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's a lot to handle at times.
Yeah, exactly.
And I mean, I've gotten so much more busy just throughout the semester, and it's just like, all right, I gotta slow down. I'm reading this book, The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry by Jack Comer. Or John Comer.
John Mark Comer.
John Mark Comer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, I don't know if you've read it, but it's just like trying to make sure that I just find rest.
Yeah.
Get rid of hurry. Life's already busy.
Yeah.
There's so many things that us make it busy. Like when you ask somebody like, like how you been? Like, oh no, busy.
Yeah.
Like that shouldn't be the norm. It should be like, oh, I'm great. Like like I've been really getting the word. I've had some really good quality time with family. Like nobody says that though.
Mm-mm.
It's always like I'm busy because we always feel like we're on the run.
Yeah.
We're always like just trying to scramble, get to the next thing. But genuinely, like we need to like find rest, and that's been one of the biggest things for me. Is just trying to find rest in my day-to-day life, and just like every single day be like try to stay in constant meditation. Just like I have it at least in the back or front of my mind. Like, all right, I'm not doing this for myself. I'm not doing anything for myself. Like it's like, what would you do here? Like what does God's word say? Like genuinely, like trying to think through it. And that's been one of the biggest things for me because I mean, I have been so busy, and it's just like gotta stay consistent.
I just finished a book that one of our coaches gave to us, but it's Anxious for Nothing by Max Lucado, and it's similar.
Yeah.
Where it's just talking about like how like God is not a God, just like you're saying, like he's not a God of hurry.
No.
And like he's like right here, like, and you don't have to rush ahead, like because it's like a sacred order.
I mean, he took a day to rest.
Totally.
I mean, he created the world in 7 days.
Yeah.
First 6 he worked, 7 he rested. I mean, honestly, like he could have said, all right, make everything.
Yeah.
Would have been done.
Yeah.
But he set a precedent. He set an example of like how we're supposed to live our lives. Like, we have a 7-day week, work for 6 days, go really hard and really do your best. But on that 7th day, go back to the Lord, really rest. Because sure, maybe taking naps cool, like that's your physical rest. You definitely got to have physical rest, but more so like spiritual rest. Because like the thing that fills you up the most is the joy that the Lord can only bring.
Totally.
Like football's not going to fill me up.
No.
Basketball's not going to fill me up. School's not going to fill me up. Friendship's not going to fill me up. God's going to fill me up.
That's right.
And giving a day back to him really just to rest and know that like, all right, I don't need to anxious, I don't need to worry. His burden is easy, his yoke is light.
Yeah.
Or I think I said that right.
Yoke is easy. Yeah. His yoke is easy, his burden is light.
That's what I was getting at. And I mean, just resting and knowing that is true. I mean, that's when you really start to be more restful. You really start to be more energetic. You really start to just have that like mindset of like, oh yeah, I mean, I feel really good. Like,
yeah,
I'm actually happy. Honestly, I'm not freaking stressed out, like running all over the place like a headless chicken.
Totally.
So that's what I'd like say. But I will say, like that's super cool. I mean, I definitely need to get into the Word more and more. And I mean, you're definitely
can't get enough.
Yeah, exactly. What would you say is like a daily routine that you always do to make sure that you like getting in the Word, make sure that you like, I don't know, whatever that would be for you.
For me right now, a lot of it looks like I'm trying to actually read the Bible in the morning, like first thing when I wake up.
Okay.
Like that, like 30 minutes to however long that I have before I go to class, and then at nighttime I'll read. I started reading last Easter, and I've been reading it. Is My Utmost for His Highest by Oswald Chambers.
Okay.
And it's like a daily devotional that has been like actually life changing. It's been unbelievable.
Does it just like tell you like different Bible verses, like to read like different chapters? Does it kind of go through the entire story?
It's like a. I mean.
Does it give you different topics?
It's like a actual kind of like devotional, like written out, and it's really good.
Wow.
And so I've been reading that at night before I go to bed.
Okay.
And then something that I've kind of always done is like journal my prayers at night.
That's a big thing.
And that is a big thing for me because it helps me kind of like empty my brain at the end of the day. But then also too, like I was taking some time, like I'll save every journal, and like the last couple of weeks I like had pulled some out and like was going back through like prayers from last year, prayers from 2 years ago, prayers from 3 years ago.
Yes.
I'm seeing like, dang, like this is how the Lord has answered this.
Yep.
And it's like, it's just such an encouragement because you're like, oh my gosh, like even when there's days you're like, oh my gosh, like I'm drowning right now.
Yeah.
Of discouragement, or I don't think God's coming through, or I don't know if He's moving, like, and then you go back and you look at like some random Tuesday 2 years ago, and you're like, man, I can't believe that's what I was praying for then.
Yeah.
And look how God's come through now.
Exactly. So. That's something I picked up a little bit. I still definitely don't do it every time. I need to get better at it. Shout out to Mike Miller at Pine Cove. He really kind of was like, Paul, you should start journaling your prayers more. And he was like, you can just like read back on them. You can really like dwell on them. Yeah. And I was like, okay, I'll give it a try. And I've never found myself having more fruitful conversations with God. Because like, honestly, I'm an ADHD brain. Genuinely, like I'm sporadic. When I start praying, like, sometimes I get just lost in train of thought, or I go down a rabbit hole, like, oh my gosh, I forgot to get this today. And, you're like, oh wait, I got to get back on track, Yeah. But when I'm like writing it out and I'm genuinely, like, it feels like I'm just like talking, and I mean, it just feels so much more like fruitful. Totally. And then having the ability to just like, open up the journal, and like you were just like, it's genuinely so cool because I cannot emphasize enough like how like fruitful it is to journal your prayers. Being able to write it down is so good, and it helps you remember like. I mean, like
this is what I'm believing God for. Exactly. This is what I'm asking Him for.
Oh my gosh, and it's just like it actually is like one of those things. I'm really glad you brought that up because like that's generally what I've been trying to get better at, and I cannot like. And if anybody asks me like, what's one piece of advice you should do in your quiet time? It's literally always journal your prayers. Yeah. And even if like my handwriting's terrible, so sometimes I'll even have to like type them. Right. That's fine. Yeah. I mean, it's the same thing, but like see how evident God is in your life at that point. Like, I mean, for some people, I mean, me personally, like, it's happened a lot. Like, I feel like, oh my gosh, feel so distant from God. I feel like God's not very evident in my life right now. But if you like have something that like proves otherwise, like
tangible evidence. Of
exactly. You can
what
say,
He's doing.
You can look back like, oh wow, maybe He really is like being very evident. He's really like here, and I mean, it's just a great thing to remind us how like He's always with us. He's faithful to us. He has not forsaken us.
I also think that like journaling your prayers almost. It like makes it, for me, it's made it feel more of like I have a friendship with God. Like He's not just like my heavenly Father. Like like He's close to me. Like he's near.
Yeah,
and
he wants Nate.
It makes it is a conversation because that's what prayer is. But I think sometimes we get like not too formal, but just almost too in the habit of just making it like a list that we do a couple times a day versus like, I mean, prayers is just like just a conversation with God all the time.
Exactly. And honestly, like, I mean, there's so many like different denominations, different churches, like, and I'm a part of one that's more so like traditional, like I guess formal you call it. One of the things that like I honestly, like what I see is we struggle with the most is like being conversational with God. Like we genuinely, it feels like if you show emotion, it's bad. Not necessarily like they're not gonna say that, but like it's just like kind of like it's kind of I don't know if like that's like our thing. I feel like that's like the most important thing. Obviously, like there's an over the top. There's a whole other side to like extreme, too much emotion, not enough like genuine thought.
Yeah.
But there needs to be just like a balance. Like you can't just like, oh, there's a set of rules. Like I'm sorry, like this, whatever. It has to go in this order by prayer every single time. It could just be like, you know, you're driving like to anywhere and you're just like talking to God. Like turn off the radio for a minute and you're just like having chat. Like genuinely, like that's all. Like
just it's no different than like if my best friend was sitting right next to me, like just how we're talking, like right now. Like
that's how it should be.
I'm just like you said, like I'm driving in the car. Something is like, I'm stressed about something. Like, Jesus, I'm stressed about this. I need your help on that. Like, and it's not like, you know, I don't have to be anything more than just like, just pour your heart out in front of Jesus. So,
come on now. All right. Well, I kind of want to move to our last topic a little bit. I mean, it's pretty much just talking about like we kind of talked a little bit about like your identity, how it's not in football, but how do you really carry that out? Obviously, it's really, really easy to fall into it. Yeah. Like I play football here at Clemson. For you, I play football here at Clemson. I'm sure it's easy to get wrapped up in that. Yeah. How do you really make sure like no, my identity is not like what do you do to take measures and just like know that like my identity is not in football, my identity is not of the world.
Well, first of all, I think the biggest thing is, which is something that I'm always working on, is not tying myself to a result. Like I'm not tied to the outcome of how good I do, how good we do, what happens, what my opportunity looks like. Like the more that I can disassociate myself from the outcome of the game of football, the better. Because then it's more submitted to the Lord, and then two, now it gives you the freedom to just like, I'm just unlocked to just go play. Yeah. And then two, I think, you know, like I feel like it comes up a lot with athletics of how do you not find your identity in your sport. But I think just from like an entire world perspective, like I think there's so many more things other than sports that you can do the same thing with.
Yeah.
Like, no different than having a job or, you know, maybe it's like a relationship with someone or like, oh, this is like, I'm Cade Trotter, the whatever. Yeah. Because it's like, it's impossible to not be like, I play football here. Like, because it's a, you know,
and
it's like
that's
a
not a bad
honor.
thing to say, yeah.
But at the same time, when you just have to be able to separate, like, again, this is what I do. There's a lot of characteristics that I get to live out in the game of football that God has, like, made me, if that makes sense. Like, the characteristics He's given me of who I am, my personality. Yeah. Like, there's a lot of that gets to come out in the game of football, 100%. Which is awesome, which is why I love the game. Yeah. But also, it's like, this is just a thing. This is not the ultimate thing, like you said earlier.
And I was about to say again, like, when a good thing becomes an ultimate thing, it's a bad thing.
Exactly.
I mean, there's so many good things. Like, you can think of like marriage, children, anything, friends, family. Those are all great things, but they can't become the ultimate thing. Yeah. And that's where you got to draw the line. With football, like, it's the same thing. Football is like one of the best things, honestly. I genuinely love it. Like, it's one of my favorite things to watch, play, do, be around. But when it becomes that ultimate thing, when it takes the place of God, it becomes an idol. Yeah. And then that's where the problem lies. And so I really do appreciate that you have found that line. But kind of just, I guess, little closing question, little thought. If football vanished tomorrow, like football's gone, doesn't exist, where would you be? What would you do? What would you be?
This is actually kind of a funny question for today specifically because like we haven't had anything for football all day, and it's really throwing me off because we've been in the same schedule for like 12 weeks, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't even know what to do with my hands. Like, it's a Thursday at 2:00, and I like am just free. Yeah. So I'm actually glad that we're on this today because this has been something great to do. But like, if football vanished, that would be a great tragedy for the world. But, I mean, I would be going to school. Yeah. Like, still it finding things to do. Like, it just, I mean, if I never knew anything if I didn't know football, like, I mean, it wouldn't be like life would just stop. Like, you just, not move on, but, like, you just figure out, like, I don't know what that would look like. Yeah. But you just be figuring it out and improvising and doing whatever. Like, just
what do you think you'd do?
Well, I mean, right now I'd probably just be in college as a normal student.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, I'm a business major.
Yeah,
so,
me too.
I mean,
let's go.
Doing something with that.
There you go.
I don't necessarily have anything specific. I mean, nothing more significant than doing the Paul Cobin podcast right now.
It's probably the biggest thing you'll ever do in your life.
I know. This is a big moment for me. I was shaking before we got on here, so this is a big deal.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It's been great to have you on. Okay, one final question. What's the dream? Like, is the dream ideal situation? Yeah. Like, I mean, you know,
how you draw it up.
Yeah, how do you draw it up? Like, what's the dream?
Well, I would say my dream is to ultimately like, one of the main reasons I came to Clemson from Dallas, like, it's 15 hours away from home. I don't have any connections here. Like, no one in my family's ever gone here. Like, but the reason I came out here is because I felt like this is a place that I could play for 5 years. Like, we're doing a lot of hard work right now, and ultimately, like, I want to be in a position to compete and start here and play here and win a lot. And I don't know when the timeline on that is necessarily, but that, like, I want to do that, and then I want to go play in the NFL. And then ultimately, I think that after that, I think I want to coach. Yeah. As I've gotten older, I think that that's something that, like, you know, obviously that's what my dad was, but as I've gotten older, I'm seeing, like, there's a lot of influence that you can have as a coach in a lot of good ways, and there's a lot of different things that can open up. So, but I want to play as long as I physically possibly can, and then after that, either coach or go into business or anything like that. So
that's awesome, man. Yeah. Well, I really appreciate you coming on, Cade. I mean, this has been an absolute blast. Come on now. Anyways,
awesome.
This is the Paul Cobin Show. Thank you guys so much for watching. Next episode will be dropping next Sunday. Thank you guys so much again. God bless.